after.
Midnight.
Beautiful.
Piercing.
Every time. So we were discussing moments before the podcast.
Right.
The idea of an artist not taking themselves so seriously.
Which I genuinely think is key in a way. And that's, okay, so I was never big on TikTok, for example, right? Like, here and there was fine. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, TikTok's the fucking devil. No, TikTok's fine. I just, like, short humor's funny here and there, but I wasn't one of those people that scrolled through it. But when we started this show, I
out of necessity.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of like made it one of my missions was to try to find local artists, because we live in, like, we don't live in Nashville, but we're very
Music City
right
is
there, dude.
Everywhere around
there's
here.
so many artists advertising themselves on TikTok.
Well, just look at, like, Jason Dietz, for instance. Like, he came on the show and he really didn't know how famous he was, in a sense.
Right, but there's a whole fucking Wikipedia about it.
Exactly. Well, and what I think is so funny and interesting about that is, like, it feeds into exactly what you're talking about, is that it's local people, especially in our neck of the woods, that just have so freaking much talent, but Nashville and the Tennessee music industry is so overly saturated that people like them, while they have, Amigo the Devil's huge, right? But people that are that talented are everywhere around here. And they don't get a spotlight, which is why we wanted to do this show in the first place.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of it.
And on top of that, these great songs that might get written and overshadowed locally, I think that we have a special place where we can maybe bring them up a little bit and talk about them.
That's why I love I genuinely have found several artists on TikTok that I absolutely love that I would have never found them anywhere else, because
except
when you're
for
on
research
TikTok,
for
on TikTok, man, they're you have to be unapologetically yourself.
Yes.
I mean, you're not trying to appease a label. You're not. There is. Yeah.
Well, I hate this particular TikTok trend.
Oh,
which is a
can
real
I guess?
Yeah,
can
sure.
I guess?
Let's hear it.
Is it the one where they're like, hey guys, if you love this, then you're gonna love this, and then they'll like run away in the distance as their own song is playing? Is it that?
It's an offshoot of that one.
Okay.
So that was the first version of it. Now what people are doing is they just go, if you like local music and you haven't heard of this artist yet, you're missing out. But it's them.
I ate a rotisserie chicken the other day. My mom called me. She's scared. She thinks I'm gay. I am.
But they always do that kind of stuff too. They're just like so into themselves, but they don't call it their music.
Yeah.
But if you click on their profile,
It's their music.
it's only their music.
Well, because they'll post 18 videos
that
and
are
it's
the
all
same
the
format.
same song. Yeah.
Because they just want one to blow up.
Well, TikTok loves that algorithm
Right.
for some reason. I don't understand
No,
it,
but it's a
they
thing.
love it, dude.
And when I put out my record, I was shocked by when I went and looked on DistroKid, like the money that I made. I've only made $6 so far.
Hell yeah, dude.
Right.
That's more than a lot of people writing music.
It's fair. When I broke down my demographic, I had to fill out a tax form for that $6.
They took all 6. They actually
Pretty
wanted
much.
12.
Yeah, I think they took 16 cents.
Yeah, the government was
for my
like,
W-2.
You're welcome. Where's my 150%, bitch?
Pretty much. But when I looked at the breakdown of the analytics, what I found was Spotify was the least that I got. Tidal, the DJ software, was actually where I had the most listens.
Doesn't Jay-Z own Tidal? Or does Jay-Z own Triller?
He owns Triller.
Okay.
And then Tidal is like the streaming service offshoot of that.
So he does own Tidal.
He at least
Are you willing to put your hand on the Bible and says he owns Tidal?
No, but
after I fucked up with Noah Khan, I don't believe any of us.
You got a point. I let me put it this way. I feel like I've heard...
Jay-Z adjacent.
I think. At the least, I think he owns stake in the company. Okay. Which is something.
Would not surprise me knowing that man's bank account.
Or P. Diddy.
Yeah.
God.
Well.
Puff has so much money. It's not good for people to have that much money.
I don't think that's true.
No, I mean, I don't either.
I'm pro-capitalism.
I am too. And I'm pro be successful as you can, but I agree, and I know that this might get some hate just because of where it comes from, but money is an amplifier. And if you are not a good person before you're wealthy, after you're wealthy, you're not going to be a good person.
Oh,
you're
no,
just
I agree 100%.
Exponentially more shitty, which is...
Exponentially?
Yes.
Or exponentially?
I think it's exponentially.
I think it's exponentially.
Look it up. I don't know. This is one word that I am not... I feel like I always fuck up the pronunciation.
Well, I do know.
This one in theater, I feel like... Because I used to say theater. Like a little nerdy buck-toothed kid. Was that right? Exponentially. Okay. You're right. Good job.
Okay.
You got to dumbass me for once.
Twice.
3 times.
I don't know the third. I know that you said a fucking 370Z looks like a skyline, and I know that you said exponentially.
Okay.
What was the other time?
I just feel like you're smart enough to have gotten me a third time.
Dude, oh my god, I was wondering why I'm so loud.
Oh, was that you?
It was turned up all the way.
I thought that was my mic.
Oh, you did that. I was like, dude, why am I yelling?
So let me recount my 370Z thing. Let me take that back.
Okay. Oh, now you want to take it back.
Because they don't look like...
So if you go back 8 episodes.
Yeah.
If you go way back, because I can't let anything die. I'm like your ex-girlfriend. You're gonna be pissed at me. But if you just go back 8 episodes...
You will see it.
Back when we're sitting at a table.
Yes.
With 2 chairs, like it's a conference room in an episode of Suits, hashing out a fucking agreement to settle or not. This man said that a 370Z looks like a skyline. Okay?
I want to recant this, though.
Oh, you want to recant?
I do.
Let's hear it.
90s skylines look nothing like today's skylines.
That's true.
And when I'm talking about a skyline, I'm not talking about a 90s skyline. What I mean is an American-produced GTR. And an American-produced GTR has the roundness on the back end, but none of it on the front end. So I agree with you.
Which side are you... Because let me just...
The rear bumper.
I appreciate the fact that you're recanting, but let me go ahead and tell you, I knew that you were talking about an R35, which is the American version.
Right.
I knew that.
Well, but I'm not even talking about an R35, because that's older. I'm talking about one of the, like...
the R35 is the American version.
It is?
Yeah, that's the new one.
But I thought they stopped producing the R35.
You had the R32.
Okay.
R33.
Okay.
R34. All Japanese only.
Right, that's all JDM.
All JDM.
Right.
Nissan Skyline.
Right. JDM as well, right-hand drive.
No. Okay, I'm sorry. That's where I fucked up. The Nissan GTR.
That's American.
R35.
Okay.
That's what it's called. R35.
Okay, so I just didn't know the...
I knew that that's what you were talking about. Okay. I was just saying you were wrong.
Because I am wrong. Because a 370Z is like a Wish version of an R35.
It's...
You know what I'm talking about. You see the resemblance in what I'm saying. I don't agree. Okay, this is like saying a Lancer, just like a plain Lancer, is the same as like a souped-up Evo. Like, I'm not saying that they're comparative cars. I'm saying that from the outside, you would be okay to have mistaken maybe one for the other.
No.
You don't think that if you saw a Rally Lancer, which is the most stock Lancer you can find, compared to an Evo, you're telling me you wouldn't immediately think like, oh, that's an Evo.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You know, I'm not gonna claim to be the car guy because I know that I'm not the car guy.
You told me before we started this show, if cars come up, I'm the car guy. That's what you said when we started this show.
I said I'm the car guy.
Yeah, you said I'm the car guy. I'm Red, the car guy. You literally somersaulted into it.
This is a lie. I don't remember that at all.
You said, I'm Red the car guy. They call me Red.
That is not me.
Cars come in the color red. That's what you said. I'm named after cars. That's what you said. You said that to me. You looked at me. You said that to me. We're having the fucking CEO of Nissan on next week.
We are?
And you're telling me that you don't know cars?
I'll tell him that...
They look the same from the outside.
Yeah.
Same to me, bud.
Hey, look. A Buick and a Hummer both got a V8 in it. I don't give a fuck.
It's all the same where I'm from. You know, point A, point B, fucking dad's drunk either way. You know, I don't know. Not yours.
No, mine's horrible. I hate my car.
It's a fucking...
Well, hold on. It's my wife's first car that she ever owned. She got it at 15.
What is it? Hyundai.
It's a Hyundai.
Elantra.
Yeah,
Elantra. No, that's what it is. I don't know about that.
I'm trying to remember what's on my...
Is that her? Did she hear us talking about it?
She literally did. Well, so I'll go ahead and say this on the podcast. We're going... She
doesn't watch anyway.
True.
You can say whatever you want about her.
She actually has been recently.
Has she?
Yeah. Which is good though. But no, she we're all going out to the square after this, and the square has a particular bar that I hadn't been to until last week.
Happy's?
Nope.
Whiskey Dicks?
Yep. So we're going
Oh no. Okay, yeah. All right.
I liked Happy's.
Happy's was cool.
We went there for my birthday.
Did the golf simulator.
Dude, super fun. Except for the fact that you cannot putt on a golf simulator. That's just not
I thought you were going to except for the fact that you brought that one guy.
Well, we can talk about that if you want to.
We can talk about it. I'm not fucked up with it.
Okay. I'm not either.
Okay,
but
so, all right.
You tell the story because it's really your fault, but I'm not offended by it.
That's fair. Let me preface, all right?
Yeah, turn yourself
The last time I hung out
Last time
I
hung up the phone.
I'm hanging up right now. Last time I hung out with this guy was... Did you hear my kid singing?
Yeah.
Last time I hung out with this guy, man, was probably a year and a half ago.
That's a long enough time for a person to have changed.
We're not going to say his name. When I hung out with him, solid dude. Yeah. Okay? Just like good all-around guy. Fun to be around.
Can I say that, like, I recognized those tendencies in him. And I know that from your perception...
I heard that, by the way.
I know, yeah. In my throat, deciding to...
You gotta love that when you hold in the burp, but the stomach's like, nope.
We're pushing this one out anyway. Yeah, it's like a gas factory.
Yeah, right, man. Well, it's your throat sphincter is what that's called. That's really what it's called. It's called a sphincter. Yeah, at the bottom of your esophagus is a sphincter. And
why are you saying it like it's
a butthole?
No, like it's a brat. Like you're like a sphincter.
A sphincter.
It's a sphincter.
It's a sphincter.
But we're not German. We can call it a sphincter. And
I've
everyone
never said that word in my life.
Really?
A sphincter?
Sphincter.
Yeah, it's a fucking sphincter.
Sphincter.
Sphincter. That's what it's called. It's got an H in it. It's a PH.
It's not a PH. It's not a PH.
Dude, you're trying to come back at me for the fucking Nissan thing?
You're right.
It's a sphincter. Anyway.
The sphincter. The Schwinkenheim.
Secure the sphincter.
All I can think is the scene.
That was Adolf's bedroom.
Yes.
Secure the sphincter.
Ava!
That's fucked up.
Oh, God.
Fuck him, though.
Yeah, no, he's a piece of shit. He's the biggest. He's just a turd human.
Yeah, what a gay.
Yeah, well,
No, listen, man.
It was the mustache.
All right, it was a year and a half ago.
Yeah. No, but I seriously, I even in the state that he was in.
Well, because he had small moments that were redeemable.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I could tell that he was, like, a human somewhere in there. He just didn't want to show that side of him that night.
I spent most of the night. This guy calls me. And he's like, hey, man, what are you doing tonight? I was like, I'm hanging out with my buddy Red. It's his birthday. We're having a good time. He's like, all right, well, I'm in downtown. I don't want to be downtown. I want to have a chill night. Yeah, I want to come hang out with you. And
I think coming from downtown to, like, where we are, totally different.
I really believed him.
Well, but it's different versions of chill. Because what he did... Granted, had we been in downtown Nashville, would have been chill.
But he left the people he was with because they were too rowdy. So God knows what they were doing.
Yeah, that's really saying something.
God knows what they were doing. I mean, going straight to hell for whatever happened that night. Because this guy...
Yes.
Even in Murfreesboro, I was like, holy fuck, I'm going to have to move. I'm gonna have to move cities. I can't show my face around here anymore.
No.
So... He calls me and wants a chill night. I was like, and I
chill in the most giant parentheses humanly imaginable.
I really gave it to him. I was like, listen,
you did.
These are my chill friends, okay? I know that I have a rowdy side. These are my chill friends. This is no joke. If you're gonna come here,
we have a rowdy side too.
Right, but you weren't doing it that night.
Well, I specifically wanted my birthday to be chill.
Right.
But that was only...
Fair enough.
That's only because I work...
Your wife was there.
No, it's because I work... And she wanted to go more ham than I did.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
I work a crappy job, and I just wanted to relax on my one Saturday off.
She was more okay with him being there because he was buying drinks than you were.
Yeah,
like
true.
Even she was like, listen, I'm just buying drinks.
Right.
And you were like, yeah, fucking...
Well, I just...
He's kind of a cunt.
That's the problem, though, is that he wasn't... I wasn't upset. Because
I know you weren't upset.
Because here's the thing. If it was you, me, and him, would have been no issue. The problem was that it was
we probably would have all been goofy.
Oh, yeah. And that would have been fine. And that's what I'm saying, is that would have just been a fun boys' night out, and we wouldn't have thought anything about it. But the fact that it wasn't just one friend group, it was me merging all of my friend groups and my wife, and this person ended up being belligerent. That was what kind of clusterfucked it into like the wrong environment.
So he showed up belligerent. I mean, like
you couldn't tell at first.
No, I mean he really sold it over the phone. Like, I want to have a chill night.
Well, and even when he got there,
chill friends,
he was cool. He introduced himself. He talked to everybody.
Dude, he was cool for fucking 5 seconds though.
And then he got a drink, and then as soon as that drink hit his mouth, he went right back.
When I walked up to the bar with him, he was like, literally the first thing out of his mouth, "What's your strongest beer?" And that's when I knew.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, because you could tell initially when he got there, he was introducing himself, very cordial, very friendly, very sweet.
He was already drunk though.
He was already drunk, but he was
nice.
He was drunk at the right level. He was drunk at the level that the rest of us were at. And then we just wanted to sit there and smoke cigars and have a good time and talk to each other. And then he came over with the extra stout beer and was like, okay, now it's time to take what happened in Nashville and amplify it here. Well, and it wasn't even necessarily that he
It was almost like somebody else was rowdier than him in Nashville, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna go somewhere where I can be the rowdy one.
Yeah.
And I feel like I got duped. Because I vouched for him, and then I felt bad. I know you know this, so I'm not going to apologize again because I've already done it.
Yeah, no, I mean...
But I felt bad. I felt bad because he gets there, we get a beer, he immediately starts hitting on this girl. I mean...
That was the only issue that I had.
Was the non-stop... The problem is, hitting on somebody's fine.
Appropriately.
But you have to read the room.
So what he did would not have flown.
No, it would, dude. What he did was if you and I went somewhere, and then I just got up and was like, oh, that table over there 30 feet away from us has 2 attractive women, I'm going to go talk to them.
And maybe touch them.
And maybe touch them.
Well, and it's not, to clarify, not like
not
he
sexually.
Was, yeah, not inappropriately. But he would like find an attractive person and elbow, just be like, let me,
what's up?
Like bear hug the two of you from behind.
He's a frat bro.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
Well, and when this is how and this is no disrespect to military in any way, shape, or form. Military and police, 2 of the types of people that I look up to the absolute most, mostly because my uncle was a SWAT officer, and my grandfather
Here
was
comes
in the
Red
Navy.
with the most interesting life in the world.
That's not true.
Oh, it's not true?
It's not true. I don't have the most.
So the movie SWAT was based off of your uncle, and you're telling me that it's not true?
No,
you just said the movie SWAT was based off of your uncle.
I did not. Although he did, he was.
Although he did kill Bin Laden.
No,
so
he wasn't anywhere near like that. But he did. He was the bodyguard for President Bush for like a week-long stint at the White House.
A week long's cool enough.
Yeah, I mean Howie's awesome. He's a really cool guy.
You said his name?
Yeah, Howie's great.
Mendel?
No.
Red is
Howie
the
Scott.
nephew of Howie Mandel.
I don't.
What the fuck, man? Why are we recording
I look
here?
like I should be nephew of Howie.
Why did we not have a studio in Nashville already?
Well, because Howie doesn't leave his house.
He's a germaphobe, but he's weird.
No, but my uncle Howie Scott, he's very very decorated squad officer or SWAT officer.
Shit.
He's a really cool guy.
He has a very decorated home. Full of
also that
plants.
No, but he's got a vintage 1935 Ford truck. Yeah. It shakes the house when he starts
I've seen it.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
I love that car.
I've seen it.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Did he show it to you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I've been to his house.
No, that's Paul.
No, you took me to Howie's house.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't. Yeah, he lives in Virginia.
Yeah,
I was like, did we go to Virginia? Like, I literally had to think about that for a second. I was like,
you don't remember, dude? Vape crazy days, man. They were crazy.
That was the time when we would have done something like that,
crazy,
though. They were crazy.
Realistically, they were crazy.
Realistically, those were some of my more
Listen, we
interesting
had a
nights.
friend die during those days.
That is true.
Okay, they were crazy.
They were literally crazy.
And we'll capitalize on that death.
He would want that.
He would want that.
He literally would.
Hey, listen.
He'd be like, run it up. Like verbatim, he would say that. That was one of the...
Listen, man, quitters never gain. So... That's...
See, this is the great part about that. There's the
God, man.
Darren would fuck with the jokes because that's just who he was.
We should have him on next week.
That's horrible. Do a seance.
Dude, that's the worst thing I've ever said.
It's the worst joke you've ever said.
Oh my god.
The clips from this week's episode are gonna be great.
Shit, dude. Oh god.
See, that's the great thing though, is that Darren literally would have laughed alongside of us.
Oh
that.
yeah.
That's
if
why he was the best. Yes. That's what we should do. When we finally go visit him, we should just crack jokes the whole time.
Oh yeah, I still haven't been there, man.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to go.
The reason that I haven't been is because I was told that I wasn't supposed to go.
Yeah, well.
But I don't think that there's like a guard with my picture up at the gate.
What if there was?
That would be just pulls out the picture
Yeah.
like, you cannot come in.
Yeah. Not even you, dude. Just any redhead. He's like, no.
No.
Yeah, turn around.
It's possible.
Yeah,
Where were we before? Oh, Dave, the person that you invited to my birthday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, don't say that name.
I didn't.
You almost did. So, yeah, man, just to fast forward, I spent most of the night apologizing to women for his blatant disrespect. And it wasn't intentional. He wasn't trying to be disrespectful. He's one of those people.
He had no social gauge for himself.
No, and he's one of those people where I almost respect it. That he will just walk up to anyone.
Yeah.
He'll walk up to anyone and be like, "Hey, what's up?" But the problem is, you can't get him to go away. So, like, it's cool at first.
He's a leech.
Yeah. He's cool at first, but then he doesn't pick up on social cues.
No. None.
So he'll just keep going. And then I spend the whole night apologizing to all these women that he's made uncomfortable. And fast forward a little bit more, we finally get to what everybody was waiting on for the night. Happies.
Yeah.
And we're doing virtual golf. We're having a great time. And up until this point,
it was manageable.
He's just been annoying.
Yeah.
He's not been
the worst. The worst part was when he tried to convince me to skydive for like an hour.
Yeah, because that was annoying.
Yeah,
but like he wasn't.
It wasn't like malicious. It wasn't a bad thing. I told him, I was like, look,
yeah.
Had you offered me this when I didn't like want to sleep my hangover off the next day because it's my birthday, I would go skydiving with you because that's a genuine experience that I think that I would like to have at some point in my life. But it was just the wrong time to say it, and I told him that, and it just went right over.
He just kept going and going. What can I do? But it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
there's nothing.
But that was to give an example of the annoyance that he was causing. It was like that kind of stuff. It was like a 30-minute, 45-minute conversation of just like belligerent. You're going skydiving tomorrow morning, and I'm paying for you. And I'm like, I do want to go skydiving. Tomorrow does not work.
Yeah.
Figure out a different time.
Do they have tomorrow at 7 p.m.?
Yeah, like, I'm not going at... You're not even going to remember this conversation tomorrow morning. And then he was like, I have to go to church tomorrow morning. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, pick one.
So, we get to Happy's. And we're doing virtual golf. Yep. And now, all of a sudden, things have changed.
Things have drastically changed.
I don't know what happened.
I don't either.
I don't know between what beer the just dickheadery happened.
I know.
So, Red and I play golf.
Yeah.
Even I, at this point, have had enough to drink. I'm not hitting that little white ball. Well.
Not well, yeah. I certainly did. Yeah.
You did better than all of us.
Well.
You and Evan, you did better. You were probably top one. Evan was probably second. I was third.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop the list there.
because, like, Poem was a struggle to get...
Poem doesn't golf.
No, she's never played, and
Poem's
she was in high heels.
never swung a fucking club.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, she's in high heels. So... Red's wife,
and he was behind that even.
Yeah, Red's wife gets up to swing, and we don't care. We're all cool. We're all having a good time.
Yeah.
She swings, she misses. No big deal. She swings, she misses. Now all of a sudden, somebody who we have with us is chiming in, and he's like, "Oh, you gonna hit that thing? Miss. Oh, you gonna fucking? You want to hit that thing? Miss. You want to do something?" And it's just like it's getting
escalating,
progressively worse. And then I'm not even capitalizing on the things he was saying.
Yeah,
that's light. He was being mean a little bit.
Well, so that was the only thing that really made me at all aggravated was because he started getting in her face, and I don't think that she realized that I did this because later she was like, "Why didn't you defend me?" And I had to like explain that I did this. But like he got close one time, and I just like walked him back with my hand. I was like, no.
No, yeah, I was there for the whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean nobody was like, we were all like, dude, shut the fuck up.
But it was bad enough that I had to do that. And like,
and then he gets up to swing and he doesn't hit anything.
Right.
He's not hitting balls
No, he
either.
was worse
but then
than
he's
she
making
was.
up excuses.
Right. And then he would go, I'm going to go talk to the people that worked there.
That's a good way to put that.
Yeah. Because that's not what he said.
No. And that's why...
Should we say what he said?
No.
Well, we can preface it with
Let's just say
the truth.
That the person of topic may...
No, she was. She was. He was making a joke.
About her being underage?
Yes.
Okay.
No, you have to be at a minimum 18 to work in a place where you serve alcohol. That's like a legal thing. She was over 18. She just looked young. But he thought it would be funny to say that he was going to go flirt with a minor and, like, make a big deal out of it. Like, we were going to think that was fucking funny. And that was the point where we walked him to an Uber. Because there was no way that we were going to sit there and let him yell that phrase across a fairly crowded, nice, upscale bar.
When I went to go piss, actually, I apologized to the people that were close to us. Again, this is like the 5th people I've apologized to for the night. And I was like, hey, I'm really sorry.
And it got to the point where I apologized to you because I wanted you to enjoy the night more. Because I was sad.
I was the one that invited him.
Well, I know, but I was just sad for you that instead of being able to like hang out, you felt the need to like apologize.
Walk up to all these people.
Yeah,
like
it sucks.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I wanted you to just be present and have a good time, but you know.
Well, that's why I'll never invite anybody ever again to anything.
And I guess that's really the bottom line. The moral of the tale is just like.
If you're invited, you're invited. If you're not, you're not.
Yeah, and it's not that I.
No outside invites.
Again,
unless you're vetted.
Had I been friends with him, had I understood maybe what he was gonna be like, I mean, we could have handled it differently. I wouldn't have agreed to have him come along, but
this episode has to be called therapy.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go down that
therapeutic endeavors.
Let's go down that road for a little bit.
What, therapy?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I actually just had my first therapy session 2 weeks ago.
Let's hear about it. You don't have to go into detail. Just like, you know.
I told him that
what did you feel?
You know,
I didn't
really
was your
feel
experience?
anything. I didn't feel anything. I told him the same thing I'll tell you. Like, we sat down. He said, "Why are you here?" I said, "Buddy, I'll be honest with you. I don't really know." He said, "Well, I've never heard that before. What do you mean you don't know?" I said, "I don't know, man. I just, I feel like I get a lot of shit going on. I feel like being less than content with life is not a great thing. And so here we are." And that was pretty much it. We talked about some shit. Turns out, he knows me.
From other circumstances?
YouTube.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, he
How
watches
cool would
just
that have been,
That would
dude?
have been really
that would have
interesting.
been super sick. I'd be like, dude, you're on retainer, bro. Fucking bet.
Well, I just would have been like, okay, well, you obviously understand me then.
No,
you know what I mean? Like,
he was like...
Because we're fairly open on this. Like, maybe even to a dangerous amount.
Yeah. Someone could definitely fuck us over if they wanted to, bud.
Well, they could at least start poking at us.
If the Russian fans got mad enough.
No, they like us.
I would like to think so.
I think
they
like
keep
us.
tuning in, so I would like to think
they
so.
They keep coming back. I just can't wait till we get the Kazakhstan viewers. That's
he after about 15 minutes of talking to me, said, "Listen, I gotta tell you something." I said, "What's up?" He's like, "I know you," and I was like, "Cause he's about our age, close to our age. He's about 30, 31."
What does he look like?
I say our age. You're young. He's about 31. I'm 28. You just turned 26.
I'm gonna assume that I don't.
26?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that I don't.
You don't know him.
Okay.
He said, "Yeah, I recognized you the second I called you back to my office because it was the first visit. Yeah, I recognized you. I didn't want to let you go on too long without letting you know. I do know you." And I was like, That could be dangerous.
That could not be such a great... Well, but that's the thing, though. The point of therapy is to be open and honest.
Right.
So if that's the case, that actually might be better because he may have understood you in a more social context in
And
which
I
you're
think
more
it
free.
does.
Yeah.
I think it does. So he was like, so I actually worked at Chewy's.
Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, Red clearly is reacting the way that he's reacting because I've dated 2 different girls that work at that Chewy's.
And my wife works at that Chewy's.
And his wife works at that Chewy's. And so, like, Chewy's is just a staple for this podcast for some reason, you know?
That jalapeno ranch is...
Really molded us into who we are. You know? Really fucking just laid the brickwork.
It's unintentional, but yes.
Not only that, but he worked there about 7 years ago when I was still dating Mika.
I was about to say, I think I know where the timeline begins with the therapist there.
And that's when he worked there. So, welcome to Traumatville.
So obviously y'all broke into that territory.
Yeah. He was like, hey, if you like want a different therapist. I was like, not at all, bud. You're buckle in.
Yeah.
Buckle in.
I think you got lucky with you. Did you set up a follow-up appointment?
Yeah.
You're going back?
I'll be there the 28th, baby.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful.
We in there, son.
Good.
I done told him because he was like, are you sure?
I mean, I have a therapist too.
He was like, man, I will reassign you. I was like, no. I'm cool with it. I don't care.
Did you go through a service or your insurance? What was the...
Yeah, I've got insurance.
Yeah, but what was the criteria for you finding him? Were you referred to him?
Like, no, I just looked him up.
So
I didn't even look
totally
him up.
By happenstance. Then.
Happenstance.
Wow.
I literally, I could, not only
That's
that,
wild.
Not only that, but a franchise office. So I go to, I don't know if I should say that on camera.
Probably not.
I go to a place that is a franchise.
Therapy franchise.
Therapy franchise. Didn't really do the franchise, but yeah, they called me from, I guess, their corporate office and were like, well, let me see who I can assign to you. So I got assigned to him, and then I get there, and that's how all this happened. It was all via phone.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, I'm only there for in-person meetings, and that's just how it happened. But yeah, very interesting. We'll see how it goes. Next meeting is the 28th, so.
Do you feel like you benefited from it?
I think I will. I didn't the first go around just because.
Was it uncomfortable?
No.
That's good.
I'm a people person.
No, I know.
I'm not going to act different from a therapist.
I know that, but it can be uncomfortable.
I can understand how someone would be, but for me, I just don't care enough.
My problem is...
Plus, I'm not going to lie to you, I drank 2 beers before I went there.
Oh, it's probably not the worst idea.
And smoked a joint.
You know.
So...
Big doinks out here in Amish.
I figure if he's going to meet me, he might as well meet the person that signed up for it, you know? I signed up for it off 2 beers and a joint. I might as well go there 2 beers and a joint.
That is a really super fair point.
Yeah.
Let me counter by saying, I am the same way that you are. And before my first therapy session, I didn't do that. I went sober. And
Lame. We're here for a good time.
Not a long time, you know. What I noticed initially, and you can tell me, because I'm sure that your experience is probably different than mine as far as this goes. What I found was that instantly, all of that familiarity and like nonchalantness that I have with random people went away. And I was immediately trying to impress my therapist with my intellect because I knew that was what was respected in that platform. And because of that, I started speaking in large words and in circles to the point where he had to tell me, look, we're playing a semantic game of chess, and there's no point in that. You need to just act like you would if I was like a person you were talking to. And now, not gonna lie, I do dumb down my speech a lot of the time because I feel like it's just better that way. It's more conversational than for me to just like whip out what I'm naturally thinking.
Right.
But in that particular context, I was like, I'll just let it all fly. Let all my big dictionary words come out. And immediately he was like, that's stupid. I can see why you're doing that.
Yeah, I can be guilty of that. I consider myself a chameleon. Mm-hmm. I adapt people's accents. I adapt people's way of talking.
Well, I think in a therapy session they probably call that a mirror.
Yeah,
that's probably more the psychological term.
Yeah, probably. I tend to do the same thing. I will overthink where I'm going and try to plan out which version of me I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
This go around, as I sat in the parking lot, I got there 25 minutes early.
Jeez.
I drank a beer in the parking lot.
That sounds right.
While I mulled over how to act.
What beer?
Coors Banquet.
There we go. That sounds right.
I was trying to figure out. Yeah. I was trying to figure out who I was gonna be, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go in there. I'm just gonna be who I actually am.
Yeah.
So that's what I was.
Good. I think that's appropriate. All right. To round this episode out,
I gotta piss, bud.
No, because we're gonna end soon. I'm gonna ask you some therapy questions.
How many? Because I get it. Like I'm about to stand up and piss right now.
2.
Okay, go.
What are you feeling?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
That I have to piss.
Deeper. Emotional. What are you feeling emotionally?
In my bladder. I have to piss. Laughing's not good.
Okay.
What do I feel?
Yeah.
That's a deep question. It's a deep question for somebody who has to piss.
No. The question is, what are you feeling?
Right now?
Emotionally.
Emotionally, right now?
Be present.
Yep.
How do you feel
present? You want me to be present?
Yes.
I gotta pee.
Okay. Last one?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Alright.
No, we're still gonna play this game. I wanna play it.
Okay.
I wanna play this game with you.
Alright.
You just keep the podcast going real quick.
Okay. Okay. I'll explain some of my... No, I won't.
Trauma?
I don't. Well, I just don't care to explain any
trauma?
Well, not just trauma, but like my background with like going to counseling and like mental health professionals. But what I will say is that I've done a fair bit of therapy, and I cannot imagine a circumstance in which it's not beneficial, because a lot of the things that I've learned, not only for myself but for my marriage, have come through counseling. And I don't know that I would be the person that I am today had I not heard some of the wisdom that other people passed down to me that they heard from other people. Specifically counselors and psychiatrists, because they understand the root of the wisdom. I think that's maybe one thing that I struggle with as a person. I've always, ever since school, like elementary or middle school, I've been one of those people that like needs to be taught the philosophy and the principle behind what I'm learning. Like, I'm never going to pay attention or care unless I'm told exactly why it's important, or like how it can impact my life, or philosophically why it's important to the human race as a whole. If it's just me sitting there going like, oh, I have to memorize like these questions and like dictate these answers back to the teacher, it's very difficult for me to care, because I feel like all that I'm doing is just memorizing semantics and BS in a way, you know what I'm saying? But with a therapist, it's not like that. You get to sort of probe in depth, and I think a lot of the therapists that I have were willing to explain the source of the question instead of just saying the question and hoping that I would respond naturally.
So far, I love my therapist to death, and if somehow he sees this is nothing against you, but what I've come to find is that therapists don't say shit. They just let you talk,
yes.
And then they go, how does that make you feel?
Well, because you need reflection.
Right.
You need someone to bounce things back to you. And I get that it can be frustrating.
So how do I feel?
How do you feel? How do you feel as a person? That's really what the intent of the question is. We're not asking how you feel moment to moment. We're asking how you feel as a being.
So I don't... I'll be 100% honest. But I don't want to dive deeper than the honesty.
Just give the answer. And I won't probe further. I just want to hear what the response is.
I feel as though I am not a good person. I think I try to be a good person, but I think at the end of the day, I am not a good person. And I have felt that way since I was 15. And I've told my mom that for a long time, and she's always tried to talk me out of it. But I've made a lot of selfish and self-indulgent decisions that I think lead me to believe I'm not a good person. And I'm not...
But you want to be.
I want to be, but I've always wanted to be. I've always wanted to be a good person. I've always wanted to be a good person, but I've done a lot of...
Me too.
Bad things.
Everyone. The Christian response to this is that no one is a good person. And the only way that you can be a good person is if you're cleansed by the Holy Spirit, which is just true.
I have been cleansed by the Holy Spirit
at
13.
Haven't.
Yes, I have. I was baptized at 13.
It doesn't mean...
I'm cleansed, bitch.
It doesn't mean anything.
I'm clean.
What that means is you went to a summer camp that was halfway decent.
No. Genuinely, I wanted to get baptized at 9. My mom told me I had to wait. Yeah. She said, you need to wait...
I did the same thing.
Till you make the decision yourself.
Yeah, and that's a good thing for a parent to do. Unfortunately, Christianity has an obsession with youth. And most people don't find...
One of us needed to say it. You know what I'm saying?
Most of us, as Christians, don't find the truth or the reality.
You know that was funny, but
funny.
Good on you for just sliding past it. Like they also do.
It just gets shipped to a different place. Though, that's Catholics. That's not Protestants. Those are not Christians. Those are Roman Catholic Anglicans. Those are the worst of the worst Christians. In my opinion, you're either a Protestant Christian or Islam. Those are the only two good ones.
Oh my God! What's your next question?
I'm going to choose selectively because I'm only going to give you one more out of interest of time. Close your eyes. I want you to feel really present. What sounds do you hear inside your head?
Okay, hold on. Can I take these off?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want a serious answer.
All I can hear is...
Yeah. Yeah, take them off. Take a breath. Think about yourself.
Let me reset for a second.
Yeah.
Let me just...
Think about your mental state over the week. And give me a honest self-reflection of what sounds you hear in your head. We'll give you a few moments of silence, and you just say the answer when you feel like you're ready to.
Probably the sound of when you first walk outside and it's been snowing. It's not deep necessarily, but it's enough to cover wherever you're walking. It's got that little crunch to it. So every footstep you take, it hits that. you're walking down the driveway. It's probably that.
I'm going to probe a little deeper on this one, just because I'm curious. Is that happy or sad? And it doesn't have to be sad in a depressing way.
No, it's both.
Okay, well, explain. What's the happiness about it and what's melancholic about it?
I'd say it's happy because most of the time it's together, right? So most of the time when you hear that sound, it's you and someone that you hold dear to you or love or that you want to be with or spend the time with, or maybe it's like a snow day at school, or maybe it's just as simple as being an adult and you got somebody that you care about and you're happy that it snowed because now neither one of you have to go to work, and so you walk outside and you hear that crunch, and the crunch sounds like freedom in a way. It's like we have the day off too. It's almost like we get to be kids for the day.
Okay, and how's it melancholy?
Because it's been a long time.
So it's a sense of relief for you. It's a sense of... It's a nostalgic sense of liberty that you feel that you don't have anymore. You miss that sensation, and you miss that feeling, and you miss that sound because that elicits an emotional reaction when you replay it over in your head. Correct?
I'd say so.
So, if that's the moment that you live in when you're not present, how often do you feel that you go there?
Too often?
Why too often? Why isn't it often enough? Or less than often?
Well, because living in the past isn't any way to live.
Okay. So, you're saying that you live in a state of trying to regain that nostalgia. And I would even go as far as to say it's probably rose-tinted in the way that it's probably better in your mind than it is in reality. But you would probably feel satiated at some point by having that sensation again.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that anybody that, walks a mile in the past wishes that they could walk a foot in the present.
That's fair. But what do you think that says about your ability to cope with your present reality?
My specific reality, I'm glad that I have the sun that keeps me grounded, but...
Do you worry that you'd float away without that?
My son?
Yeah, do you think that's...
If I didn't have a kid?
Yeah, do you think that's the anchor that's keeping you maybe to the moral foundation that you wish that you could pull away from?
Yeah, 100%.
So, do you think that Mikey might kind of be those footsteps now?
Oh, do you think you got a fucking college to be a therapist? What the fuck is this?
It's just a thought I had.
Yo, cover your whole fucking face, you piece of shit. Yeah.
That's probably good, though.
Yeah, it's why I wrote that, I'm working on a song right now. You heard it earlier. Yeah.
Beautiful song.
Yeah. He's a beautiful kid.
And this has been...
Just...
After...
Midnight.
Podcast.
Piece of shit.
This has been my goal since before I asked the questions. I was hoping to lead you into,
What, some sort of fucking melancholy nightmare?
And then I was just gonna cut it off.
Dude, that's awful. You know my past!
I love you. It's funny.
It's content, baby!
Alright, well, do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, fuck you.
Alright, good. I'll take that.
Yeah, I do like
I
your
deserve
shirt,
that
though.
at this point.
I do like your shirt.
Thank you.
I
get compliments
You got a swallow flying up of a pink moon, which is a big ball, which makes sense because you swallow big balls. And, I see that you got colorful feathers, which makes sense because I saw that fucking headdress wore the other day. I see, Yeah, I see you wearing shoes, which makes sense. I saw you shoved a shoe up your ass the other day. I fucking just keep going.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, this has been
the Just
After
Midnight
podcast.
All right, bye guys.
He's not gonna include this anyway.
Yeah, I am.
Fucking dweeb.
After midnight.